मैं यहाँ बैठकर चमत्कार का इंतजार नहीं कर सकती, declares Kajol's character towards the climax as her daughter is abducted by a supernatural force. Fair enough, because frankly, neither can we. We have already spent 2 hours waiting for any sign of horror in this horror mythological film. If something doesn't start spooking us soon, we might just call the monster ourselves. Hello everyone, my name is Rishabh Suri, and in this episode of our movie review, I'm going to discuss what works and doesn't work in Kajol's latest film, Ma. Directed by Vishal Furia of Chori fame, the story kicks off with a girl child's sacrifice in Chandrapur, and then we are immediately transported 40 years later. Ambika, played by Kajol, is leading a happy life with her husband Shubhankar, played by Indraneil Sengupta, and daughter Shweta, played by Kiran Sharma. For some reason, they don't want to visit Chandrapur, which is Shubhankar's ancestral village. But his father's death forces him to go, and he dies there. Ambika and Shweta, who are grieving, give it a visit after 3 months on the insistence of Joydev, played by Ronit Roy, as they plan on selling off their ancestral house. But Ambika isn't ready for what's waiting. The film pins its ambitions on the story of goddess Kali and Raktabij. An epic premise, no doubt. One drop of the demon's blood, which fell to the earth, creates a monster that terrorizes the village for decades. Sounds great on paper, but the film takes ages to set the mood in the first half. You are neither scared nor sucked into this world. The second half sets things into motion for a build-up to a climax that should have felt more pacey and more impactful. There is social commentary buried somewhere in the ritualistic blood, VFX smoke, and characters speaking Bengali deliberately in such a heavy accent as though their life depended upon it, coupled with a feminist undertone. All of this barely lands. The intent is in place though, the idea of a desperate mother becoming Ma in the climax, which is executed well and is frankly the only part where you are hooked. Now, if only the entire film had such elevation points. Now, let's talk about the main attraction, the supernatural entity. It gets a ton of screen time, but unfortunately, Ma's makers mistake screen time for scariness. The creature is supposed to send shivers down your spine. Instead, it looks like it escaped from a mid-budget TV serial and got stuck in a CGI filter. Kajol as Ambika feels one-dimensional. It's the quintessential Kajol you have seen in umpteen films, and her character at no point progresses from being ordinary to awe-inducing in this film. Ronit Roy gets a chance to experiment, and he fares slightly better. The chemistry between Kajol and her on-screen daughter Kiran isn't as endearing or emotional as it should have been. Also, there was absolutely no scope to add a song in the climax, so it feels a bit out of place. To sum it up, Ma has all the right ingredients, from maternal rage to a haunted village, but the makers throw all of it into a cauldron and forget to turn the heat up. It wants to say something powerful about a mother pulling out all stops for her children, but sadly, the beating heart is buried underneath the conventional storyline. I am going with 2.5 stars for this film. Thank you so much for watching.